Hey everyone, my name is Haley Steckel, and today I'm going to be getting into the details of a training workshop I designed to teach media literacy skills to high school students. Let's get started with a little bit of background. The internet is growing faster than ever, but somehow it feels smaller, like we're all stuck in our own little corner of it. That's because algorithms are deciding what we see. Every time we scroll through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or X, formerly known as Twitter, those apps are tracking what we like, comment on, and even how long we pause on a post. The goal of these platforms isn't to inform us, but to grab our attention. And that means emotional or sensational content is what spreads the fastest, regardless of if it's true or not. This training focuses on helping students understand how that process works, how misinformation spreads, and how to slow down before reacting or sharing. Now let's get into the details. My target population includes high school students, roughly ages 13 to 18. This group is digitally fluent, but not necessarily digitally literate. Just because they're the online generation doesn't mean they're great at spotting misinformation. In fact, studies show that teens who spend the most time on social media are also the most vulnerable to fake news. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, 95% of teens use at least one social media platform, and about a third say they're using it almost constantly. As well as the fact that over half of them get their news directly from social feeds instead of traditional news outlets. So when we're training this group, the activities have to match their world: short, visual, interactive. We aren't trying to make them experts in media theory, but we're looking to help slow them down, use critical analysis, and question what it is they're seeing online. This workshop's going to have 3 phases: direct instruction, experiential learning, and independent study, with each phase building off of the last. We're starting the workshop by providing them with general knowledge before leading into critical analysis and personal reflection. This structure, it's meant to help students become more aware of their digital environment and feel confident recognizing what's credible and what's not. Let's start by diving into the first phase, direct instruction. This is when students would learn about things such as algorithms, confirmation bias, sensationalism, and how misinformation differs from disinformation. This phase would provide them with the framework for the rest of the workshop. You might wonder what this would look like. Teachers could show short examples like viral conspiracy theories or exaggerated headlines and walk students through what makes them misleading. Phase 1's design is supported by Paulo Freire's theory of critical pedagogy. Freire believed that education should make people aware of the systems that influence them by giving them the tools to question those systems. When students learn about how algorithms work, they start to realize that social media isn't neutral. It's designed to keep them engaged, not necessarily informed. Freire's theory relates to the development of students' critical consciousness by encouraging students to recognize how power, influence, and control are embedded in everyday communication. Because so much disinformation reinforces hierarchical systems of thinking, Phase 1 focuses on raising awareness that can lead to transformation and action by combating the spread of misinformation. The second phase of the workshop focuses on hands-on learning. Students would take part in a simulated fake news feed challenge. There would be a mock social media feed that consists of a mix of real and fake news. In pairs, they would determine what is and isn't credible. Afterward, students would discuss with each other what makes certain posts seem more credible and others maybe a little suspicious, what emotions were present and potentially clouded their judgment. This is meant to connect concepts they learned in the first phase to what they may regularly be viewing online. The design of Phase 2 ties into Albert Bandura's social learning theory. Bandura said that people learn by watching and modeling others' behavior. That happens in this workshop when teachers demonstrate media analysis skills and also when students are working together. They learn from their peers, from seeing how others question posts or catch red flags they could have missed. Additionally, it mirrors the way teens already learn online, by observing and reacting to what others post. The last phase of this workshop would be an independent reflection. Adolescents would keep a journal for a week and write about their interactions and the content they see on their personal pages. They would jot down things like what caught their attention, how long it took to recognize that something seemed off with a source, or what they felt tempted to react to before thinking critically. They also note what they discovered after verifying the source and how they might respond differently next time. This step helps them connect what they learned in class to their real online behavior, and it builds awareness to their personal thought process. Our last phase ties into David Kolb's experiential learning theory. Kolb talks about learning as a cycle: experience, reflect, conceptualize, and experiment. Students go through that exact same process here. They experience misinformation in the created simulations. They would reflect on it during discussion, conceptualize it through journaling, and then apply what they've learned in their own digital spaces. Phase 3 would not be a one-time activity. It's a continuous cycle that builds lasting habits and creates stronger media literacy over time. It's as the old saying goes, a lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. Which is why it's up to us to get our most vulnerable groups aware of how they are being targeted to spread misinformation. In summary, this workshop starts with awareness, moves into practice, and ends with reflection, in hopes that we can limit the spread of disinformation and encourage media literacy among adolescents.